Hey guys, today we have Tisha Roberson here, and she is amazing. Wait till you hear her story. Her website is ladyfirecracker.com, and she's written a book called Hope in the Midst of the Storm. And today, her story is going to inspire you to go beyond life's challenges. And we are going to be talking about how she incorporated intermittent fasting and healthy biohacks and wellness even in the midst of having a special needs child. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Chantel. I love your podcast and your YouTube, and I also follow one of your groups on Facebook. So thank you so much.
Great. So tell us a little bit about your story and what kind of inspired you to write this book.
Okay, so I've been into health and fitness probably since I was a teenager. I saw my mom working out at Bally's. I don't know if you guys remember Bally's.
I was a member of Bally's.
So I became inspired with fitness during that time. And when I became an adult, I really started getting into the health side of stuff with learning how to naturally heal the body. And so anyways, fast forward to that to where I'm at now, I'm a wellness coach, a fitness zumba instructor, and having a special needs child years ago, just kind of like, whoa. I wasn't expecting that because I was healthy. I ate a healthy diet. And so I had to learn how to help my child have the best life he could as possible. And so anyways, being a part of the special needs community, he goes to a medical daycare, and I see a lot of special need parents and guardians there. And a lot of them, they are very tired, overwhelmed. I'm on the Facebook communities with special needs, local communities, and also just other different forums. And I see a lot of these people, they're on depression, drugs, they're on, they're drinking alcohol. They're just doing whatever they can to survive because it's a very demanding life as a caregiver when you have a special needs child, So I wrote this book to inspire everybody that you can find hope no matter what you're going through in life, but even more so for this special need community. I feel like they are a forgotten community. A lot of people don't think about them. I mean, I go to church. I stopped going to church for 4 years after I had my child. And a lot of people, you don't think about when you go to church that you don't really see any special needs people or families around because they're not coming. There's not a place for them. And so a lot of them are not able to go to church to get the help and get the encouragement. So I wrote this book basically for them.
So tell us a little bit about some of the healthy hacks that you've incorporated for your son and for yourself for you to still stay lean and looking good.
Okay. So for myself, obviously, I used to do fasting years ago, and I just did it for the spiritual practices as a Christian, but I didn't realize all the benefits until maybe after I had Malachi, I began to have all these digestive issues again, and it intensified. And I struggled with IBS constipation. I was bloated. I was have all this sinus stuff. And so I started incorporating intermittent fasting. I had also gained a lot of my baby weight back from all my food addictions and sugar addictions. So the intermittent fasting helped me get my body back under control. And then also as special needs parents, some of us don't get that much sleep because sometimes we have to wake up in the middle of the night. For me, my child has medical equipment. Sometimes he has to be suctioned. He has a lot of medical stuff going on. And so sometimes I wake up several times in the middle of the night. So the intermittent fasting, a healthy diet has helped kind of compensate for my body when I'm not getting all the rest that I need, and it gives me energy through the day to do all my other tasks because I have an older child that I homeschool, and I do a lot of little side things I do on the side. So a healthy diet, lifestyle. Recently, I really have went more low carb, and most of my meals are more carnivore. I do still eat small amount of grains and small enough food, but I found that this has helped me overcome my sugar addiction. This has really just helped give me energy. And also for the first time, like in the probably about 10 years, I hate TMI, my bowel movements are awesome. So it's like, I think my microbiome has just reinvented itself. So that helps me with myself. Okay.
And so then, lots of meat. How about vegetables? Are you eating a lot of veggies?
Very small amount of veggies. I have food sensitivities, and I went vegan about 3 years ago for about maybe a whole summer, and that tore my body up. And I didn't realize it was the lectins and all that later on. So only a very small amount of vegetables. And I do sometimes use supplements to help me, to eat certain foods, sometimes like gluten. But most of my stuff is a lower carb, healthy fats, animal product. Like I said, I do eat some grains, small amount. I don't eat as much sugar as I used to because now that a lot of those cravings are gone away. So, and sometimes like the last week I went to First Watch and I had me half a blueberry pancake and some sausage. So sometimes I still eat other stuff, but yeah.
Hey guys, I'd love for you guys to listen to a podcast that we did about the side effects from wine and the differences between natural wine and traditional wine. So go to chantelrayway.com/wine and you'll see transcripts, you'll see some different episodes. But here's the thing, you can get your penny bottle now of dry farm wines and make the decision that if you're going to have wine, to make sure you have the most natural, healthy wine in the world with no additives, only natural ingredients. All the other wines out there have so much sulfate, so much sugar. Why put that poison in your body? So get your penny bottle now at chantelrayway.com/wine. So what would be a typical lunch for you?
A typical lunch for me would be probably like see here. Sometimes I may eat, like I haven't eaten yet. So when I eat after I get off with you, I'm going to eat some eggs. I'm going to eat some organic free range eggs and some butter. And I'm going to have probably a pork sausage. Sometimes I might have bacon or some stuff like that. And sometimes lunch may be like, a burger patty from Butcher Box. I love their burger patties. I might sprinkle a little cheese on top. I also might have a little dark chocolate on the side. And I have these ungrained crackers that I love. And so it can vary. I don't eat the same thing all the time, but it just varies. And I still love wings. So like after I finish my instructor, my ballroom and fitness class, sometimes I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I may get me a thing of wings. Mm-hmm. So, but it just varies. So I try to eat a variety of meat, and yeah.
Hey guys, I really want you to join our Intermittent Fasting and OMAD Facebook group. We're doing tons of giveaways right now for posting your before and after pictures and just for posting a question in there. We're giving away free protein shakes, some digest aid, all kinds of fun stuff. So please join our Intermittent Fasting and OMAD Facebook group. The link is in the show notes. So let's talk about some things you've done with your son. So as far as sugar, so for my son, one of the things that I do is I limit his sugar. I mean, he doesn't have special needs, but still, I don't think that you should have too much sugar. So one of the things tell us some of the things that you do for your son, some little hacking tips.
All right. So since not oldest son. Since my special needs child, my youngest son, since he didn't grow up eating a processed diet, it took us 5 years to make him even eat a piece of cupcake for his birthday. So he doesn't even have a desire for that stuff because his diet is very clean. So with him, he eats the first several years he was breastfed and got breast milk through a G-tube and then was able to feed by mouth. So he usually eat eggs and eggs with butter several times a week. And he has veggies. He has some veggies because he can't tolerate all veggies, but veggies and chicken and some butter. And he also has this organic supplement that I have now going through his G-tube so he can get more calories and stuff like that. So as far as food-wise, and his favorite thing is yogurt. So yogurt with everything. We started off with dairy first with cow yogurt, but I think some of them gave him issues. So we do coconut yogurt. So as long as he has coconut yogurt on the side, he'll eat that with anything. So as far as diet, I don't have to worry about his diet because he never had a lot of bad food and he doesn't have a desire for it. So, but as far as biohacking, some of the things I did the first couple of years, I did do probiotics because he had like 7 surgeries the first few years, first several months of birth. And so I did probiotics for a while. And we do also chiropractic adjustments. He gets that now about once a week. And that has been a game changer. He has a lot of neurological issues because of the spina bifida. So I feel like that just helps his neurological system be more balanced. He also had a scoliosis curve. It has decreased by, I think, about 12 degrees since he started getting chiropractic adjustments. He also has a shunt in the back of his brain that's supposed to help drain fluid. Well, that's been disconnected for about 2 years. And so his brain is draining on his own. So I feel like the chiropractic adjustments and the healthy diet. And sometimes I do grounding, use a grounding mat, take him outside in the sun. I feel like just all these little different things have helped him improve. And he's very intelligent. He does not speak. He's nonverbal, but he uses an iPad to communicate. And so I feel like all that stuff has helped him just to do his best with what he has to work with.
Hey guys, I'm so excited. My new book, One Meal and a Tasting, is out now. And if you order the book on Amazon, just the regular paperback edition, if you go in and make a review, you will get the audiobook for free. Send a copy of your receipt to questions@chantelrayway.com and you'll get the audiobook right away. So let's talk about you as far as emotionally. Because again, it's one of those things that you can kind of make excuses, like, well, I can't do this or I can't do that because I have special needs. What have you done to really kind of keep your mind space? Because you seem so positive and keeping your attitude up and not losing hope.
That's a good question. And I've had my moments throughout this 7 years, it's going to 8 years. I've had times where I grieved, but to be honest, my faith is the biggest thing that keeps me. I'm a strong believer in God. So I do feel like that has been the substance of what has kept me. I also have a really good husband. So he's very balanced and calm. So he's been really good with helping me navigate life. But also just my perspective. Perspective is everything. I mean, like, everybody's dealt with cards and you got to make the best of what you have and play with it well. And so, I mean, I can choose to go through life and feel sorry for myself and poor me, and we can have a bad life, a horrible life, or you know what, I can choose to make the most with what was given to me. And so I use all different, the wisdom that I get from my knowledge of biohacking, from my spiritual aspect, from the Bible to encourage me, and just the different things I do. Like I do a lot. I like to do fitness, and I like to go teach people, instruct people, and connecting with other people. So all that helps me just to have, I think, a well-balanced life and perspective, because it could have always been worse than what it is.
It's funny because my son and I were reading the Bible, and he said, we were talking about how, like, we really look at some of these people in the Bible, like Moses or Noah and, David. And it's kind of like, would you, or Paul, and it's like, well, we kind of look up to them, but at the same time, it's like, would we want to be them? And if you look at like Paul was, he went to jail. We were reading Philippians, and it was like, before he wrote the book of Philippians, he went to jail for 2 years. Then, he was shipwrecked, and then he went back to jail. Then he was chained to a Praetorian guard for 24 hours. It's like, Moses was in the wilderness, all these things, like Noah, people were making fun of him. And so we kind of all want these like cushy lives. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you look at the great men of God, the great women of God, they didn't have this like real cushy life.
Nope. They didn't have a cookie cutter life, or I call it Disney World Christianity. They didn't have that. So,
so why do we need it, right?
Although that would be
awesome. So do you have any other habits that you do on a regular basis where you say, these are some of the habits I do every single day that really help keep me grounded?
So I do really feel that, besides, of course, my spiritual walk, just regular exercising, of course, that helps me. But I found that having these routines of how I do things with, my cleaning and my schedule, that helps me to navigate life. Because like I said, my son has a lot of medical equipment. I have to order a lot of medical stuff monthly. I have different appointments. And so if I have all these things to do, it can feel overwhelming. So kind of just having somewhat a flexible schedule life, but also just kind of organized with the way I do things, that helps me to be less stressed. Instead of like waiting to the end of the night to wash dishes and doing certain things, I can feel more relief if I'm just used to doing my certain flow and my certain pattern. So that's been very much a game changer for me lately.
Awesome. Well, it has been so fun talking with you. Tell listeners where they can find you and where they can follow you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. Once again, listeners, you can find me on Instagram at Lady Firecracker. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a Lady Firecrackers page. And then my website, ladyfirecracker.com, is just bare minimum at the time. It's under construction, but you can find me there as well. And also my book, Hope in the Midst of the Storm by Tisha Roberson, is on Amazon and it's on Kindle Unlimited as well. So thank you so much. And I hope you check me out.
Awesome. And you guys stay tuned. We have another episode coming up in just a few. Bye-bye for now.